We're live, Rugo Radio. It's Thursday. You know, we're here every Thursday. This Thursday, we have a very special guest. We know there's a lot going on in this world. So I brought in a certified naturopathic doctor, physician, Dr. Wiletha Williams. Her Instagram is at Dr. Wiletha. Ask Dr. Wiletha. Okay, got it.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm wonderful. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad to have you here.
Hey, thanks for the invitation.
Okay,
hey, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of information. Hey, and there's a lot of misinformation. And so what it boils down to is that this is no time to play around. This is a serious time. This is a time to be mindful about our health. We are our own health guardian. We are our own health guardian. In fact, when it all boils down to it, we are responsible for our own bodies. So we have to accept that responsibility. You know, there was a time when you could just, hey, I'll just wait and something goes wrong. I go to the doctor and the doctor fix me, almost like your car break down. But this is not that time. We have to be mindful. We have to be in control. We have to be, what do you call it when you say empowered? You have to be empowered to take care of our own health. So I'm just going to be sharing a couple of things that probably some of these things we already know, but we need to be reminded and we need to be mindful. We have to be healthy. If we're going to fight off a virus, we need to start out from a position of health. That's number one. We have to start out from a position of healthfulness. And how do we start out from that position? Well, hey, we are what we eat. So we know we have to eat the right foods. And we already know sweets are bad. We just don't know how bad. We know they lead to diabetes and high blood pressure and all that good stuff. But did you know that every time you eat sweets, it can depress your immune system for up to 12 hours after? So that means this wouldn't be the time to sweet out. This is not that time. Because, hey, we need our immune system. That's how you're going to fight. Your own immune system. There is no cure. There is no vaccine. Okay? The way you survive is having a strong immune system. So, first of all, just eat the best that you know. This is my message is just do all you know about eating correct. Okay? You must sleep. Because when you don't sleep, your immune system suffers. What's sleep? 8 hours is the goal. And, hey, it needs to be in a cool, dark, quiet room. That's the best sleep. So now I've given you two things. Okay? We also need mobility. Hey, I know they're saying, oh man, we got to be quarantined. You got to sit. No, you can't sit. You have to go. You have to get out. Maybe you're not going to the gym. Maybe the gym is online. My gym is online. They say, just join us online for a workout or go for a walk. But you have to keep moving. You have to have good elimination. That's the one nasty thing we don't like to talk about. But hey, if you don't have good elimination, you're putting yourself at risk. So you have to have good elimination. What does that mean? 1 meal in, 1 meal out. If you're eating 3 times a day, then you should be pooping 3 times a day. That's the goal. Okay? If that's not happening, then perhaps this next tip will help you. And that is hydration. How much water are we drinking? Well, the correct amount, we've heard 6 to 8 glasses, which is the average. But the real goal is half your body weight in ounces. That means you take whatever you weigh, the last time you got on the scale, divide by 2, and that is how many ounces of water you need in every 24-hour period. So staying hydrated is key. In fact, even the Japanese doctors, they're just telling people, hey, just take a sip every 15 minutes and keep washing, keep going. Don't let your mouth get dry. Don't get dehydrated. Because any type of virus, hey, it's going to try to latch on in your throat. But if you're hydrated, you probably swallow it and it could be swallowed up by the stomach acid. So, because the way this virus works, it latches on somehow in your throat. And then it starts to replicate. That means it makes more of itself. Then it works its way down into your lungs, and that's when you're in serious trouble. So we have to protect our own health. And this is for all times, but especially now we have to focus on being mindful of our bodies. So I've given you your food, I've given you sleep, I've given you elimination, I've given you mobility. So that is the start. But the very first step, which I mentioned earlier, is being able to own your own health and realize it's my responsibility, no one else. And we can't play around. You can't be lazy. Every day you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared to eat the correct foods. And when you look at foods, if you are buying foods and you're looking at the ingredient list, if you can't pronounce the word, then you don't need to eat that. Okay? Because if it's food, you can read it and you can pronounce it. If it's a word that you can't pronounce, then it's not food. That's plastic. That's chemicals. And those are not going to support good health. Those are things that actually you can look at that as a health destroyer. That will destroy your health. So food,
I have a question.
Yes, of course.
What about like diet foods, like diet soda and low fat foods? Can you tell everybody about that? Like, what do they need to know about that?
Well, hey, you need to know to leave that alone. Because whenever you read on those diet foods, it's going to come right under that tip that I just gave. You're going to read ingredients that you can't pronounce. Well, and so whenever you see those ingredients, you know that's the wrong thing. Diet soda is the worst because the body doesn't recognize those fake sugars, those artificial sweeteners. That is bad for the body. It can infect your liver, and your liver is what you need to detox the body. So you definitely don't want to attack your liver. But there have been study after study, and people are always saying, well, I want to lose weight, I'm going to drink a diet soda, but all the research has shown that the diet soda makes you fat.
Well, what about fruit juices? Are those healthy?
Well, no. The whole fruit is the best.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, no, I'm sorry.
We both know the answer to that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but no, juices are not the best. The whole fruit is really the best because you get the fiber and other nutrients that go with it. When you concentrate those juices, now you just have a bunch of sugar. And so the body has to deal with that. And so, again, we talked about sweets. Every time you have that. And let me just back up to it. When I talk about sweets, that includes those simple starches, too.
Yep.
Yeah, because the body processes that as sugar. So the best thing, you want to go organic. You want to get a plant-based diet with some clean protein, okay? And we say clean protein. If you're going to eat fish, then make sure it's wild-caught in the USA. That's your best option. Wild caught, that means it's not farm raised. Okay, because the farms are nasty, nasty. Those fish farms are not good. Okay, and when they catch this fish in foreign lands, sometimes those rivers are really nasty. You don't want something. So,
typhoid, cholera.
Yeah, so wild caught in the USA for your seafood. If you're going to eat beef, then the key to look for there is free range, grass fed. Beef that comes from cows. Okay, and what do cows normally eat? Grass, not corn. Okay.
Corn. But they're saying that if you really want to do stuff to save the environment, that if each of us made a goal and a promise to each other to not eat meat for 1 year, talking about beef, that we would save, like, I think 3,000 trees each. So if 1 billion people did that, think about how many trees that would be. Just one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And see, that's a fallacy, too, in thinking that we need all this meat. Really, 3 to 4 ounces of protein is plenty. And when you want to know how much that is, that's like the palm of your hand or a deck of cards. That's all you really need of protein. And so you don't need to stack up on protein because it overstresses your kidneys trying to process that. So if you're going to eat fruits and vegetables, try for organic. That is the best option. Try for locally grown, something that comes from here, okay? And if you can't get fresh fruits and vegetables, your next best option is frozen. But when you get the frozen, you want just the fruit or just the vegetable, not all those sauces. No. All that cheese and all that.
So it's better just to make your own at home, right?
That's correct because you know what's in there.
Right. Yeah, you
because
don't really understand. I think that a lot of times the type of oils that they put in there aren't the right kind of oils. Well, Trader Joe's, I know Trader Joe's has some that have coconut oil in it.
yeah,
But you could do
there's
that yourself.
some. Yeah, but your best goal is just to get the real food. That's the real.
Okay. All right. So tell me what you think about the social isolation thing. Like, how important is social isolation?
Very. It's very important because one of the things, the most devastating fact about the COVID-19 or the coronavirus, the most devastating fact is most people may be asymptomatic. Because normally you know to stay away from people when they have the flu. They're coughing, they're sneezing, their eyes are running. You know they're sick, so you know to stay away. Well, this virus is totally different. People can be contagious and not have any symptoms. That's what, when you hear them say asymptomatic, that means you don't have any symptoms.
I've heard that people's with different blood types, it affects them differently. They did a study.
Well, that's everything. We
Yeah.
believe in the blood type diet. We believe in eating right for your blood type. But that is the critical point, is to realize that it's not about staying away from people who are coughing or sneezing, because we don't know. We have no idea. And the contagion before they get sick is the highest viral load that they experience.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we are here, like I said before, Dr. Wiletha Williams. You can follow her at Ask Dr. Wiletha. I got it right this time.
Yeah, AskDrWiletha.com.
So we're going to get into this new music, this new Red Cafe featuring Young M.A. and Kojo Funds, and we will be back in a few minutes. Keep
All
that
right.
locked.
Cool.